Slam. Support life and music.
Slam. This is the Music Survival Guide. This is your host, Jack Mangan. The guest in this episode is the amazing Monique Powell of the amazing 90s iconic ska band Save Ferris. And we're also joined by Dr. Sheila Unwin, or Sheila Dee, as some of you know her. Quote from this episode: "I cared immensely about them, but they didn't care about me." Keep listening, hear what it's all about. All right, there's a new sound out on the town. What's up, everyone? Jack Mangan from Support Life and Music. You know me from some other places around the web. You know, I've been involved with Metal Hall of Fame and metalasylum.net. This is a really special episode today. I'm joined with by one of my esteemed colleagues at Slam, and also someone who I've been listening to since the 90s. So this is really just two powerhouses here with me today. So first, I'll introduce my esteemed colleague, Dr. Sheila Unwin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
And then I don't know what to say. I'm so stoked. We have Monique Powell from Save Ferris on today, who's I know I'm totally fun. I had such a cool. All right, well, let me give a quick introduction, then I'll shut up because I'm clearly not suited to do this job here. I got to say, I was working at Sam Goody back in the 90s, and that was kind of when there was a lot of people called it third wave ska, third wave, and there's ska punk, and there were like 400 different names. Maybe you can clear that up for us a little bit, Monique. But I got to tell you, I hope all my old coworkers at Sam Goody are watching now, because we were all so crazy for for Save Ferris back in the day. So it's just such a huge thrill.
I'm equally thrilled to be here. What a nice introduction. Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, I'll try not to bungle too much in the near future. But let's promote some of the cool stuff you have going on. We're recording this at the end of 2025. And I know you guys have an exciting tour to wrap up the year. You want to tell us about that and anything else exciting going on?
Yeah. Well, we have our new 7-inch which is a limited 7-inch record in a series of 7 inches leading up to the full-length record, which is coming out early next year. And that's on pre-order now. Then that should be out for Christmas. And we have some new songs on there. Ooh Ooh Rudy, which is a Juke cover, band called Juke from the 70s from the UK. And the other song, which we did a video for a few months ago, it's on our YouTube page. It's called Get Dancing. And then what else? Yeah, we have a tour coming up in December in the United States. And that's the Happy Scala Days tour. Just another ridiculous ska pun to add to the list of ridiculous ska puns. But people enjoy it, and if it makes them happy, it makes me happy. So
nice. I mean, that's what especially ska, that's what it's all about, right? But yeah, I love the new songs. But I'm glad to hear that they're leading to a new record, so that's exciting.
Yeah, we haven't done a full length in a long time. It's been many years. And so then also next year, I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel called Powell Tools.
Excellent.
I love it.
Yeah, we're going to learn new stuff, and we're going to talk about things, and it's going to be really interesting.
Oh, all right. We have a new question we need to get to before we're done here. All right, but Sheila, why don't you hit us up? Go ahead with the first question.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of say similar to what Jack said. I was lucky enough to have been living in LA in the mid 90s, and so I got to hear you on K-Rock. And so so I'm super excited to be chatting with you today. But I want to kind of focus on society talks about the role of musicians, and they really kind of glamorize it, and they look to musicians, oh, they've got it made, they've got these tour buses, they're partying every night and that kind of thing. And I'd like to understand and have you talk about how you and the band manage life as touring musicians.
It's Save Ferris has been around for 30 years and it's gone through so many changes. In the 90s, we were the party band on the tour bus with the major record label deal. And then, I fought for the name and won the name and became owner 100% of this thing that I view as very precious because it meant a lot to people. It means a lot to people,
Yeah.
to a lot of people. And so I took my job very seriously. And since 2013, since I brought the band back, I've been the, manager of all of it. And it's a lot of responsibility. And for me, self-care is really important. I'm not as young as I used to be. My body doesn't recover the way it used to. But also, I struggled with my mental health for many, many years. And I've learned some really important tools to help keep me grounded. And honestly, it also has a lot to do with who I hire to play in the band. I realize that there are great musicians who view this life as something other than what I've learned it to be in 30 years, I believe that every person that buys a ticket to a Save Ferris show is precious and deserves our love and respect and that culminates in the best performance we can give. Personally, I can't do that if I'm loaded or tired from partying the night before. And when I'm on the road, I'm working, but when I'm home, I'm not. And so, and that being on the road is 24 hours a day from the moment I leave until the moment I get back. And for me, like I don't believe in showing up to work compromised, and so it just means something different to me than it used to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband and I do a lot of speaking engagements, and we kind of have that same philosophy. I don't drink the night before, I don't drink that day. A lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, just come have a beer with us or whatever." And I'm like, no, I've got to go on stage and I need to be able to remember everything I was going to present. So I can only imagine it's similar. So
it's similar. And I'm on the other side of it now, sort of looking in and seeing musicians from the perspective of someone who's played many roles in this industry. And I feel equally responsible for my musicians. And so it's really important to me that, that we all stay healthy together. And if you can't, then this isn't the band for you. So
and
Yeah.
but I'm
when
always there to help. You need help, just ask, and I'm there.
well, I will say this, at the show in Phoenix in August, my husband and I got to meet the drummer. He was outside banging away on, I think, like a little tub of something. I don't know. It was just like nonstop. But he and the merch guy spoke so highly, like it really felt like family that
Mhm.
you've cultivated within the band. So that was really nice to get that sense. So
Yeah, I mean, I realized so much of my problems in my early 20s stemmed from the fact that I was surrounded by people who didn't care about me. I cared immensely about them, but they didn't care about me. They viewed me as a product to produce things to help them further their careers, and I viewed them as family, and that was very dysfunctional, obviously. So, now I try and create an environment. I try to, obviously, I can't control everything. and things get out of control sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm powerless over that, but I do my best to make sure that there's an environment in which everybody cares for each other.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, and that's so powerful. So what I'm hearing, one of the most important things is to be selective. And actually, you could have told me this in my 20s too. I wish you could have told me this in my 20s, but be selective about who you're getting close with and who you're working with closely and who you're partnering with. What are some of the other tools that you mentioned that you have kind of developed over the years for coping with, your mental health, your mental well-being, and your environment?
Gratitude is really important. For me, I've struggled with major depressive disorder for as long as I can remember, even as a child. And I feel like the thing that changed the game was recognizing that I wasn't powerless over whatever goes on up here. Like I felt powerless for so long. But then when I realized that gratitude was an incredible tool for restructuring the synapses in my brain, I just started turning things around in my brain and with my language and trying to keep things positive and loving and in a state of gratitude. Because things can get really dark sometimes. But if I'm focused on the things that I'm grateful for and not the things that I lack, then that just changes the atmosphere for me 100%.
Yeah, well, that's a great answer. All right, well, I have more, but Sheila, why don't you go ahead? I'm sure you have more questions too.
Yeah. So, again, back to the touring, I can only imagine, how getting a cold, the flu, COVID, something like that could impact touring. So, how do you keep yourself physically healthy while you're doing these tours that are, on the road for days and days and days, maybe weeks and months? How do you keep that up? I mean, obviously you're singing and, if you've got a cold, that's not always easy to do.
Well, I still struggle with that. I'm still trying to find my groove. But again, bringing the fans back into my view, understand that like in order for me to show up for them, I have to take care of myself. Because it was like, oh, I need to give everything to this band, including every ounce of me. And my health suffered. And I struggle with anemia. I'm constantly trying to figure that out. I take a really serious multivitamin and a probiotic every single day. Every single day. I have to. And I go in for iron infusions and B12 shots and stuff like that, I'm not great at working out or exercising when I'm not on the road. So I feel like I need to like store up my energy for when I go, But a goal for me is to definitely get those steps in as much as possible. But like I said, I'm still working at it. Caring for myself is a relatively new concept for me, but I recognize how important that is for my job
Yeah.
and for the people who depend on me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Are you able to take time for yourself while you're on the road?
I do. And that's a really important tool that I learned that after sound check, and sometimes I don't do my own sound checks. I need to be in a quiet place. And you know what? Doing my makeup and my hair is very meditative for me because I sit in a very quiet place and I'm just focused on doing the next indicated thing, blow drying the wig or, whatever, which takes a long time.
Right.
But it's very meditative for me, and it allows me to restore myself and my energy and my psychic, like, um, energy in my heart.
Right.
Every day I have to have that quiet time.
And well, no, something I've learned just from even before slams, talking to musicians, is that some of them are just crazy about sleep. They're like, yeah, I slept an hour on Tuesday, but others are like, I am in bed. Like I've been backstage, like, no, the singer's in bed. Like he's not coming out. Like what's been your experience? I guess 1990s and today, what's been your experience about getting like, a good sleep hygiene, sleep schedule?
I had unlimited energy in those days. So,
Right.
I mean, late teens, early 20s, come on. Now I'm just tired. I feel like I spend the whole day just trying to store up energy for the, big 65, 75, 90-minute headliner that is to come. And for me, that means I I love naps. Oh my God. Naps have become a saving grace for me. And I have to take a nap every day, a siesta of sorts. Have to.
Nice. Well, feel free. We got about 13 minutes. If you need, we'll just Sheila and I will talk if you want to, catch a quick one. Well,
Sure. Bye.
we'll talk about Save Ferris some more. No, I'm kidding. All right, that was a stupid. Go ahead, Sheila. You take us back.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Rich Catino over at Metal Asylum on Facebook, and I write for Brave Words in the Metal Hall of Fame, and also the new wave of traditional heavy metal at Sea of Tranquility, where we talk about all the great new music that's out there from your heavy metal bands from the new generation. Go over to Slam Support Life and Music and my friend Jack Mangan, who provides all sorts of resources and information and positive discussions to help you and guide you as you go through this crazy and hectic music industry. They have great discussions and links and services to help everybody stay on track and stay positive. Cheers.
So I can only imagine, being in close, confined spaces with other people isn't always harmonious. So how does the band resolve conflicts? Do you set out roles? Do you kind of play them out? I know you said you're the manager, so is it, I'm the mom, what I say goes, situation, or is it more, talking things through? What's that like?
That's hard. I really do expect a level of professionalism amongst everybody. That's like being respectful and loving at all times of not just each other, but our fans and the crew and the staff of every venue. And everybody signs a code of conduct now.
Oh, nice.
It's just suggestions, but it sort of lays out the expectations that I have of everybody and how they're going to act on the road. And it really sets the tone because we've had stuff happen in the past that was really icky and traumatizing for me, and I'm sure everybody else. And I just want to prevent that because I want to protect my musicians too. And so for the most part, like everybody is so happy to help each other and carry each other's equipment and luggage and help load the van. And it's really cool. And, times I also like touring in a van with hotels because bus touring is very like all the time, 24 hours a day. Most bands just get one shower room a night, and I'd rather have my own toilet, my own shower, and everybody gets to have a little bit of a reprieve from each other in that way. So
That's got to be very helpful. I mean, I live with my husband, and we're together 24/7 because of, working, both of us work from home. And I know there's points where we're like looking cross-eyed at each other. So, I mean, I can only imagine in a tour bus, trying to do that all the time would be, I would want the rooms as well, the hotel rooms.
Yeah, I just prefer it.
Yeah.
Some people see buses as like something prestigious to have when you're on the
Yeah.
road, but personally for me, I like a fresh set of sheets every night, free coffee in the lobby, free
Right?
breakfast. Oh yeah. Those like waffles, you make your own waffles in the morning.
Yeah,
I
but
love
yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah, those are the best.
Nothing
Yeah,
like it.
no, it is true. I think people do. I think you nailed it. People have such this glamorous view of what a tour bus is all about, and it's really this cramped little space with like a little microwave and um,
And a bunk. It's like,
yeah,
a box that you lay in if you want any privacy. It's not, I don't see it as being that healthy. The other thing I wanted to say is a couple times a tour, a couple nights a tour, we'll get an Airbnb, just a giant house for everybody so that we do have time to play and cook for each other and play games and have conversations. And I always end up cooking. I'll cook for everybody, dinner, breakfast, all of it.
that's so
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, we have a
Well,
great time.
yeah, you gotta invite Sheila and me and our spouses too. We'll all come out and hang out.
That would be amazing. Of
I'll bring
course.
my
Yeah.
I'll bring my little one. She'll have a good time too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we get these
She'll draw
massive
for you.
houses. I
Yeah.
love that. That would make me happy. That would make me really happy.
But what I wanted to ask is, now that you're in charge, I recognize that a lot of these things, like you're just like, well, if we want this to happen, it's going to happen. But you've also been on the other side where you've had people with their tendrils and everything, like, no, that we're trying at least to control everything. What's the difference between those days? And I mean, do you still get that now where people are kind of trying to tell you, this is what you do, this is what Save Ferris is, and this is how you sing, this is how you look on stage. Like what are the differences between, I know that's kind of a mess of a question, but what are the differences between like then and now?
Well, then had its upside because there was a lot less responsibility and I could focus on just being a musician and a performer more. Now I have a lot on my plate, business wise. Fortunately, I've learned how to ask for help, and I do have people who help me. But I'm still trying to figure out the balance, and I'm getting there. I'm really close. But I did have to take like all of October off because I was burnt out. I recognized it. I was starting to resent my job, instead of loving my job and seeing it for what it was, which is a gift. Um, and so, yeah, I had to take a month off just for my mental clarity, you know.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes, so I think we got a couple more things. Go ahead, Sheila. I don't want to cut you off if you have more you wanted to ask or say.
I'm just curious what success looks like to you, because it looks different for different people, different groups and things like that. So, and has that changed? So, back in the 90s, what was your goal for success then, and what do you think now?
That's such a great question, because I had to redefine what success was. What I realized was that in my teens and early 20s, I defined success as something that had been imposed upon me. This is what success looks like. Other people told me what that was. Having the tour bus, getting the record deal, getting on the radio, making this amount of money, or, playing these kinds of shows. And over the years, I've had to redefine what success was and create a definition that was mine, my own. And for me, it has to do with peace and serenity, and fulfillment. And what fulfills me is having enough. And if I'm not focusing on having it all and striving for this concept of success that really doesn't have anything to do with my heart, then I have time to focus on the things that make me truly happy. And it's not always performing that's that thing. Like, I was gifted with this talent, and I recognize the importance of that in my ability to give that back to people. And that's what I feel like a large part of what I've been put on this planet for. So when I'm doing that, I feel useful. But fulfillment has different faces for me, like cooking a good meal for the people I love, or playing with my cat, or decorating the house, or, stupid shit, getting the car washed, getting my nails, stupid shit. But like, these are things, this is life. And these are things that make me feel fulfilled, because my job, it's not easy. I have to do a lot of things that I never thought I would end up doing. Hiring, firing, having the hard discussions. Those are things I don't enjoy, and I don't feel particularly good at. I'm just doing the best I can for our fans, And so being able to take a break and do all this stupid little minutia things that make me happy, it means everything.
It means everything. Like,
It
she
means
means everything.
We saw what you did there. Yeah.
I didn't mean to, but it just came out.
Well, we're low on time, and there's no way I could follow that up with any stupid question I would have. So why don't you take us out, please? Well, let me say thank you so much. Let me say a couple of things, then please take us out, Monique. I'll say, I think you're the genuine person that you are. It comes through. I think your fans and everyone gets it, I think. And I'll say quick personally, when I was telling you how much, I like Save Ferris, I'm a very serious person. I'm very serious. I don't kid around. I don't joke around. I listen to Opeth and classical music, and I listen to very serious, but I love Save Ferris. Save Ferris is so much fun, and I just love that. That's the way I feel listening to Save Ferris. So now I'm going to shut up now, but why don't you please take us out and tell people, if they don't really know, for our viewers, what Save Ferris and Monique Powell, what you're all about.
Well, I always say that right now is the time that we need ska now more than ever. In a world that can tend to be very dark, Save Ferris is like a little beacon of light. And I mean, it's not the most sophisticated band. We're not like, redesigning the wheel when it comes to music, but we put on a great show because we recognize the amount of joy that this band does for people, and it brings people together. And that's the most important thing, is that regardless of what you believe, your political views, or your religious views, or your identity, you can come to a Save Ferris show and always feel welcome and loved. And you can have a great time if you let yourself. It's there for the taking, so.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Monique Powell, Save Ferris. Check out the new album 2026 and catch them on tour if you can. Hopefully you guys will come to Phoenix sometimes again soon in 2026. And Dr. Sheila Dee, thank you too. Monique, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And I'd like to do this again if you guys would have me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely take you up on that.
Sure.
All right. Thank you both so much. Thank you.
Thank you.